Today on Sports Report, Football, Premier League, Kairat from Almaty Special Report, Futsal, the UEFA Cup owners against champions, Amateur sports, street fitness open to everybody. The fifth tour of Vladimir Weiss's team received status as Capital Derby. Astana arrived to Almaty, the main pretender to gold medals of the country's championship. Northerners have failed no matches this season. In opposition with Kairat, they won 6 times with 1 fail and 3 standoffs. The game was equal. To my surprise, Astana came to closed football, but we knew if there will be Joly, threatening counterattacks would exist. And we were prepared for that. We had big problems with Lachny being injured with a clash with the goalkeeper. From the first minutes, it was clear that the game was going to be very stressful for fans, judges, and players themselves. Astana, with all its power, didn't start to play first and tried to get luck in counterattacks. The teams exchanged with long-range shots, but when host goalkeeper couldn't stand the kick, Ostapenko easily. The goalkeeper of Astana met some difficulties to stand the ball from Islam Khan. Idi Garjan were to face the goalkeeper after a pass of Islam Khan, but the Kairat midfielder turned out to be an outsider. Darabayev tried to cheat Loginovsky, but unfortunately Aslan couldn't become the author of the second goal made by the Almatyans. Players from the capital got a chance after the mistake of one Kairat forwarder, Kurdov, was going to make a goal but couldn't play over Homic. Sisse went ahead very fast from opponents, but his kicked ball didn't reach Knevich. After a couple of minutes, Bakayev, coping with forwarder, kicked for sure, but the ball faced the bar and went out. Nothing changed at the second half of the match too. Sticky and positional play was everywhere. The shot by Knevich was remembered much. Kairat made the moment himself and punched from far away. Loginovsky couldn't fix the ball, but with the next throw left Sisse with no goal. Marin Anicic made high-risk maneuvers by his head following the corner kick, but it was also unsuccessful. The real chance was missed by Joly. He broke in the penalty box after forward Kitivoma's pass, but Homic easily coped with his ball. Then the temperature increased up to the highest level, and judges simply had to set apart hot players. The result of this conflict was 3 red cards, 2 of them for Kairat players, Pliev and Idi Garjan. Even Vladimir Weiss was eliminated from the field.
В первом тайме, в принципе, во втором угрозы в нашем вороте, в принципе, Kairat не создавал. Что касается второго тайма, игра такая.
In the first half and in the second half too, there were no danger from our net from Kairat. As to the second half, it was a very sticky game and positional fight. But we had one chance when Baljan Joly was to make a goal, but he failed. Disqualification was fair because Pliev hit Kanja's face and deserved a red card. In such a complicated situation, Almatyans managed to cope with numerical advantage and earned very important points.
Я не хочу обращать внимание на судейство, на общее так на футбол в Казахстане. Я пришел здесь работать.
I don't want to say anything about the refereeing. I came here first of all to work and help Kairat in the entire Kazakhstan football. But if the things keep the same way, I don't know what will be in the future. I don't want to talk about it. Vladimir Weiss faced the real problem with his team's lineup before the next match. Kiev, Idi Garjan, and Pliev will not play with Taraz. Participation of Miloš Lachny was up in the air too. Islam Khan and Darabayev are not fullback players, but I have nobody to put at that position. We will play with that team's lineup that we have, because we have no choice. Young players will compose the team, as it was said by club directors. At least at the 6th tour of the Almaty club, they could win Taraz, very threatening and uncomplying team ever. It made happy very many fans of Kairat. Actually, over the history of their opposition, Kairat often used to become a winner. The players of Vladimir Wise were also well prepared during the last match with Kairat as the second circle of the last season.
Наконец мы дождались победы на домашнем поле. Я очень рад за наших болельщиков, за ребят.
At least we had the domestic win. I was very happy for our fans. The guys did their best and deserved those 3 points, especially during the first half. I told them in the changing room that 2-0 was not enough, and they should continue to attack and play very carefully.
Потому что надо еще подключаться в атаку, играть очень внимательно в обороне.
Taraz arrived to our southern capital led by Arno Pijpers. This Dutch specialist is very loved and respected in our country and was considered to be an outsider. Though Kairat was also not so good up to the 6th tour, but they couldn't lose the domestic game. From the first minutes, the host used all their skills, and in spite of the disqualified Idigarian and Pliev, they could make very dangerous moments near the net of Nurmukhametov. How Miloš Lachny couldn't make a goal after an excellent pass by Sezi is still unknown. The player under number 23 of the Almaty club is badly being criticized for the first match of this season for his incomprehensible game. But Vladimir Wise has just no substitute of the Slovak forward. Taraz players didn't even think about full-made attacks almost the whole first time. Meanwhile, opposition were trying to change non-winning fields. After the corner kick, Klitzin moved the ball to the penalty box, but Lachny's kick again made no result. Pijpers players had a chance after a mistake of the Kairat captain Samat Smakov at the center of the field, but Marko Djordjevic didn't let them to use this chance. The response from hosts came soon. It was a very long attack, which ended with long-range shot by Islam Khan, but Nurmukhametov could stand that shot. After some minutes, Lachny again couldn't use his chance as the ball was kicked to the wrong way one more time. What the Slovak forward couldn't cope with, the Serbian defender did. The next penalty kick was done and the ball occurred in the penalty box of Guest, where Djordjevic turned out to be the fastest, 1-0 in favor of Almaty. Talks from the stand ran that the rainy weather was good luck for Kairat.
На таком поле, именно в таких погодных условиях, очень тяжело играть.
It is very difficult to play in such weather and on such a field. This game was equal for both teams and everything depends on motivation, mood, and desire. We wanted to win on the domestic field, and at least we made our fans happy with the first win after 3 losses. In the next attack, wards of Wise could stretch their lead, but a kick of Aslan Darabayev was not good enough. Taraz tried to recover, but very slowly and naive. During the last 2 minutes of the first half, Momodou Sisse came in full force, and coping with his forward, he passed the ball to Knevich, who successfully made a goal. With 2-0, the break was made.
Second half, we tried to do everything to repair the game as much as it was possible. And I think we succeeded, so we tried to make it more difficult. Of course, we didn't have too many chances, but the one we got, we scored, and I think that's it.
At the second half, Kairat didn't keep acting near the net, but kept aggressive attacks. Sisse twice had favorable situations, but the ball made his own game, and Momodou couldn't open the scoring in this season. Weiss made several substitutes in order not to lose the game dynamics, but the substituted players couldn't deal with the game, as wished it to be. Djordjevic managed the long-range shot, but due to wet grass, the ball pulled away right before the goalkeeper. Anyway, Nurmukhametov coped with that shot. At the 70th minute, Taraz recovered its losses. Shotkin made a goal and Guest tried to save the game in their favor. Several times the players kicked the ball beyond the penalty area, but Komic was never failing. After very dangerous minutes, Kairat players took the game in their hands and almost increased the advantage in the so-called gone moment. In the 3rd minute of extra minutes, ex-captain Alexander Kislitsin drew a beautiful line under the game. His kick was good, strong and very beautiful. 3-1 in favor of Kairat.
Мы сделали несколько замен, но, к сожалению, наша скамейка.
We made several substitutes. The but unfortunately our bench is very little. Substituted players are not good enough to reach our goals. Next tour, Kairat is going to Tobol and Taraz is receiving a Trau. Time, the name of mini football club Kairat Almaty. The next to last championship tour on futsal was full of intrigue. If Almatyans win opponents from SK Yug in both matches, they become champions in advance within the country.
Я первый поздравляю команда, все ребят, все игроки, поздравляю, это тяжелый сезон.
First of all, I want to congratulate my team with the championship. It was a very hard season, and we later needed to play 2 games. Tulpar, Ayat, SK Yug didn't let us relax. After Eremenko Cup, we even had no rest. As I said, it was a very hard time. During the first match, hosts put to complete rout the team from Taraz, 12-3. After that, the second match had to dot I's. Alexandre, Kafe, Fuma, and Baran began to settle opponents' nets from the starting whistle. Etienne Wards couldn't stand such rush, and Alexandre made a goal on the 3rd minute. Actually made goals 5 times that game.
A gente buscou nesses 2 jogos fazer o dever de casa e
Both of the matches took place on the domestic field and were maximally concentrated and motivated to win in both matches. We are ready for the Final Four and do everything what our coaches say. Nikolai Pingrin scored 2 brilliant goals, as well as Leo and Yaman Kulov scored 1 after 1. Origin and Uncomling Club from Taraz was different that game. The players were abandoned, non-active, and even didn't believe in their win. Perhaps Etienne's team just saved its energy for the next match and didn't do their best. In the last tour, Ayat versus SK Yug, we can see the championship bronze medalist within the country.
Чемпионат, как всегда, проходит упорно. Конечно, у нас в этом году 8 команд.
Championships, as usual, passes hard. This year there are 8 teams instead of 10, as it was last year. On that score, it is less interesting to play. We have high-level opponents, and they are always hidden dangers. We are often taken away by points, very difficult to play with them. This time the championship will take longer due to the playoffs. I think it is a good challenge. If the number of teams increases, it will be cool to play in the playoffs. The game was lost for the guest as it was, and then Abdesh colored the match with 2 goals, 9-2 in total. At last, the tour Cacau meets with Tulpar, Karaganda. It has no tournament value, that's why the Brazilian coach of Almatyans is free with experiments of teams, because Kairat has final matches of the UEFA Cup.
Minha segunda Sami большой голова проблема на 2 quarteto. Mas это
The main problem for me is to compose 2 of 4 equal play teams before the Final Four. It is not simple, and during the matches with Tulpar, I'm going to watch the techniques of my wards. I made the first quartet, but the second is in process. Now I am learning the play of our future opponents in the UEFA Cup. We are learning Dinamo's plays and details as we did it last year with Barcelona. The first game within the Final Four will take place on April 24th, Kairat Almaty versus Dinamo, Russia. Nowadays, the young people have a variety of entertainments. There are whole communities to spend their free time together. Each teenager chooses the most appropriate, interesting, and available ones. For sure, many things are dependent on what the world around can offer to young people. There are guys addicted to modern computer technologies and games. They can sit at a computer for hours and hours not moving at all, and taking a bite with fast food and drinking Coca-Cola. Many young people are mad about different pleasure entertainments like nightclubs, where they can get alcohol and cigarettes. The boys from Workout Almaty mixed team choose another type of entertainment, where main accent is made to sport and healthy lifestyle. They have concrete goals which leads them forward. The simple street trainings and pulling up on bars became something more than just interest for guys.
Воркаутом, то есть турниками, брусьями занимались еще наши деды, прадеды. В общем, как движение это зародилось уже в Америке.
Even our grandparents made workouts and pulled up on bars. This stream appeared in the USA as a street-heavy gymnastics, and we began it after clips we had seen on the internet. First it was one person, then two, and after all, we made a team. Now we have contests within the city and do our best. Street workout is a sport to go in for with pleasure. It doesn't need much time and efforts in comparison with a professional kind of sport. That is exactly why the youth is interested in it. Street workout helps to develop your body right in the street. Everything can serve as a tool, beginning with bars and ending with another workout man. Trees, playgrounds, manhole covers, walls and building grounds. Almost everything you can use to develop your body. It is the mix of gymnastics, athletics, exercises, parkour, and other kinds of sport. There's also ghetto workout. It is modern youth interest aimed at physical and mental development of a man. Ghetto workout is open for everyone. Initially, the idea was to have no leaders and heavy ones. The goal was to give a chance to ordinary people for having a healthy lifestyle, to find someone who thinks the same way, and just for fun. The street workout is officially acknowledged as a kind of sport in Kazakhstan. We do it for ourselves. People come and do the same with us. They see our clips and our techniques, and they're really interested. I saw how boys were pulling up on bars, making different elements. I wanted to do it too, and I decided to train. I am popular among girls. They look at what I'm doing on bars. They ask me how I can do this, and where have I learned it.
Спрашивают, а как ты это научился, как ты это делаешь? Ну, вот так вот.
Sport strengthens the discipline, body and mind, motivates people to reach new goals, makes people think, helps to set new goals and tasks, and to reach them, and the most important, that sport leads to self-improvement. Sport joins and opens new perspectives of life. Every time our friends come, we have conversations that train with a fixed program. For example, one day we do one exercise or element, and the next day another one, and everyone does it. At the end, we show new elements we have learned from different places. And once in 2 to 3 months, we have meetings with our friends in the whole of Almaty, because there are many teams in the city. Everybody is happy. It is not so simple to obtain the results in this sport. You need hard work, patience, and strong desire to get what you want. I am in the team for 2 years. I work hard and take participation in contests. We develop and support a healthy lifestyle. The win is one side. You need to push forward and develop other features in yourself, not only regarding the workout, but the other side of life. The quick growth of workout opens the great future because it is easy of access and everybody can do it, and it's free. The main toolbox of workout is simple bars, which can be found in any playground and sports ground.
Алкоголь, сигареты, конечно.
It is better to go outside and have a workout than drink alcohol and smoke, because it is the worst thing in sport. Computer is also harmful for the eyes, and many of us are now sitting on our computers.
Заняться воркаутом.
Regular exercises let to have fresh glance at your body potential. Achievement of goals at trainings shows that you can be much better not only in sport but in your daily life too, because there you are setting the same goals and reaching them.